No, dude.
Fuck up.
No, he's not
So
gonna fight his mom.
Oh, are we getting? Oh,
the next
can we?
category, this is
Hold on.
Oh my
Before we
god.
get here, can I? Can we?
this
I
is
need
the
a.
one I know Eric wants to talk about this one 100%.
Yeah,
But
Eric, just start because I'm.
Oh my god. I was scarred
so
by this.
we have the best original anime. Uh, our nominees, obviously, Buchigiri, Girls Band Cry, Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night, Metallic Rogue, Ninja Ninja Kamui, and Train to the End of the World. Obviously, you see the winner of the best original anime of 2024 would be Ninja Kamui. And I know Eric has ranted and raved about this show for several episodes of this podcast, and I would like to give the floor to him so he can talk about his thoughts on his favorite anime winning best original anime.
Thank you, Willie. Thank you for that intro. This was the complete like, okay, no one's paying attention because if you watch this series at all, beautiful art, interesting first 2 to 3 episodes. The rest of it was just utter garbage. Garbage in the sense that we don't really have a plot moving forward that we're going to work with. We're just going to throw the action, and then guess what? Mechs. Did you like the shadow ninja powers and magic? Too bad. We're going mechs. Like, what?
Robots now.
Robots. Colorful ass robots that you don't really understand why they're important, but they're important. And then they're going to fight ninjas. And then the ninja's going to need a robot. And you're like, what are you guys smoking over there that gave you this idea was, I mean, to me, and this is probably going to get spears thrown at me, but this felt like Dusk Till Dawn the anime. You start with bank robbery, and you're like, oh, okay, it's a bank robbery. It's a criminal. Then you get to a bar in Mexico, and it's fucking vampires. What? And then this was that one where it's like no connectivity between the two that should have made it this big of a. I mean, I stopped watching. I mean, I did finish it, but I stopped. I had no interest in if it's going to carry on. I didn't ever. You know how you watch something, you're like, oh man, is there going to be a season 2? I was like, I hope not. I hope they save that money and put it in their pocket. But I'm just like, come on, man. This is just. It was really, really, really bad. The initial ideas were cool, and like I said, episode 1 and 2, outstanding, dude. And then it just, the moment that they start going on a character, which I actually enjoyed, was the investigator. They started going on his little tangent where he's trying to find out what's going on behind the scenes. You're like, oh, okay, this is getting a little. Then it just goes completely off the rails. It turns from a train to like an inflatable life raft going nowhere on a river, and you're just like, what? So this was a terrible choice. I'm going to be upfront and say I didn't even watch the other shows that are listed here. I was interested in Train to the End of the World.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we've all mentioned Girls Band Cry. It's huge explosion. Those two should have just blown this out of the water, even though I haven't seen them.
Based
on
what you've seen from Ninja.
Yeah. Oh my god!
You're like, I watched this. Woo. It was so bad. Any of these other ones would have just won by default.
Like, oh, it was terrible, dude.
Dude, Black.
You're right, dude. That's gonna happen.
Yes.
She said yes.
I'm a huge Zenshu fan, man. Because
I've watched it, and actually I enjoy. Yeah, I've only watched 4 episodes so far. It's on our new lesson, and it was like,
yep.
Yeah, so, Amanda, I agree with Amanda. I tried to watch Metallic Rogue. I watched the first 2 episodes.
It wasn't it, huh?
Yeah, same. It wasn't it. I did get all of the ratings for all of these in this category, and I did try to look up like what could have been the other contenders, and there was only one other one. And Willie, this is gonna maybe make you mad, and I don't know if you knew this, but Brave Bang Bravern is an original anime that's not on this list.
I know.
What?
Yes.
I know.
Oh man,
I was shocked.
It should have taken this,
and I was mad. But what I will say is like for Buchigiri, like I haven't seen that, but that like had about a 6.2, 4.2, 6.2 IMDb, 4.2 ish. Girls Band Cry had a 7.7 IMDb, 95%, 4.9 for
Okay,
Crunchyroll. Like
shit.
rating. Jellyfish had 7.4, 84%. Metallic Rogue was really low. Ninja Kamui was really bad. Rotten Tomatoes 57%. Train to End the World was really great. IMDb 7, audience 82%. Crunchyroll had 4.6, and then Brave Bang Bravern also had 7.1 IMDb, 87% audience. But something interesting that I didn't know is it only had a 4.4 though rating on Crunchyroll. Maybe that's why, I don't know, but I just when I look at the ratings, because I also, EJ, haven't seen all of
Yeah.
these besides just a few episodes of Metallic Rogue, but even reading Reddit and people talking about Girls Band Cry and then Ninja Kamui, the director didn't even show up to the awards to accept the award for Ninja Kamui, and that's the only part of the award show I watched. And the dude literally was like, "Whoa, we are shocked," and everyone was like, "Yeah, so are we, dude.
Yeah.
we
It
are
was.
here with you."
I would just say it's probably because it had HBO Max money kind of backing it. You know, you seen it a little
Valid.
bit more. Like you're going to HBO Max to watch Last of Us or whatever, and it's like, oh, while you're here, check this out, stream this now, and nobody's really going out of their way. Like Crunchyroll, I don't want to say they do a bad job when it comes to like promoting newer anime that come up on the streaming things and stuff, but they really don't. You know, you'll go and they'll just, you'll log in, you have your watch list you already curated, and then they're just pushing the new stuff. Like, hey, new Demon Slayer. Like, no shit. Like, I'm already watching Demon Slayer. Like,
Yeah,
new this.
exactly.
I get it already. They're not saying, hey, new original things or, I think a lot of these streaming services that do host anime need to do a better job when it comes to like promoting some of the newer things that come out and quit pushing a new season of Solo Leveling or new season of Shangri-La. Like, I get it, that's already on my watch list. I'm already tracking that stuff. Put me on some stuff that I'm not tracking right now.
Yeah.
Help me add to my list instead of, hey, your list is pretty
Yeah,
solid.
like a on the radar, or up and coming category, or
Right.
new release, new property. Boom, throw it out there. So, we might, and then they'll switch from mechs and ninjas, and it'll just go to like orcs and
Aliens.
orcs, aliens, and archers.
It worked for Dan. You start bringing aliens
Slugs.
and monsters
That's true.
and stuff. They're like,
I mean, that's
probably
the difference. So, like, Dan goes
didn't
off
make
the rails
sense,
like
though.
crazy. Okay, Dan goes and shoots a rocket into crazy space.
Right.
Okay, but it works because none of it was it. One, they have enough comedy to offset the portions where you're like, what?
Right.
And then the story slowly starts to come to where you get the plot point of, aliens, and then the supernaturals trying to protect their world from the aliens. Do they care about the people? Not really. They just don't want the aliens on their world. And the aliens want the powers of the supernatural. Okay, cool. It's as crazy as you could possibly have it, but it works. This was as crazy as you could have it without any like down the road, what are we gonna do? I don't know. Let's just keep rolling.
It's almost like after the first couple of episodes, they didn't think it would get picked up, and then HBO's like, "Bro, give us some more." Shit. Well, we got rid of all.
They just go around to all the people in the office. Yeah. Who's got an idea?
Yeah. We got rid of all the people that did the hand drawn shit.
Yeah.
Let's get a computer program and type some AI and see if it'll help us out with some. But also,
GPT is right in the next season.
Also, I think like they were probably scraping this because I mean the reviews of this like across the board, people are like, this was not it. They were probably scraping this thing, and then all of a sudden they're like, best original anime. They're like, shit. Well, should we do a season 2?
Now they're going. Yeah,
the people have spoken.
Yeah, I was gonna when I first saw that Brave Bang Bravern wasn't on here, I was like, well, maybe it's just people don't like mecha. But then I forgot that Ninja Kamui went and swung the other way, and I was like, all right, I don't know what my argument is anymore.
I just don't understand now.
I mean, they threw a little bit of everything up here for the best original.
No,
anime.
say.
You've got not all just action-based anime, which I was surprised. I was like, wow, cool. They put a couple up there that aren't just action-driven, but then they went with one that is only there because of action. That's
Yeah.
Is
it.
the main guy hot? Is he cool? Does his voice sound nice?
Yeah. Well, I don't usually
Yeah.
delve into that, but yeah.
I guess.
Well, that's
he's
the only thing
alright.
I could think of sometimes is like,
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Well, he's a tough guy. I mean, he didn't sit there
Tough
and
guy.
sob when his whole family gets annihilated. So maybe that's why they like it, because Sung Jin Woo cried about his
trauma
mom.
bonding. They're
so,
trauma bonding.
yeah, they're not down with that. Don't cry about your family dying.
We don't cry here.